Good Todd. Good morning. Welcome to the weekly meeting, June 29th. Listen, we have killed the first 6 months of 2024. We can't get that time back, but there is a fresh 6 months ahead of us, and we have a fresh opportunity to open up a can of kick butt, the rest of the way through. And, if you are trading a successful system, you can lock in and you can have the best 6 months of your life. Today, I want to discuss, for those of you who don't know, OG is no longer with us. And, I really tried everything I could to avoid that. But, the situation ended up coming to a head, and he's no longer a part of the group. I have mixed feelings about that. And I get it. There are many people who didn't like OG, and I don't mind that. I don't think you need to like people in order to glean things from them, right? I was in the Army for 20 years. It was a lot of bosses that I just did not care for. And the truth of the matter is, some of those bosses taught me a great deal. And I'm a better person for it. I was a better leader for having encountered and endured those bosses that I didn't like. And not that OG was a boss. I'm not a boss. Kim is not your boss. Isaiah is not your boss. But people volunteer their time and pour information into you, right? You might not appreciate the approach. You might not appreciate the style, but people pour into you, and you have to make a decision on whether you receive the information or you wholly reject the information. And that's neither here nor there. That's a personal decision. But what I can kind of tie this into is, as much as OG may have been a thorn in some people's side, the same way ICT is a thorn in many people's side. I talk to people every day, traders every day, and I hear the same thing about ICT. Many people hate ICT. They can't listen to ICT. They reject his rants. They reject his voice. They don't like him as a person. But the whole reason that I'm profitable, the whole system that I trade every week is based off of that man. And I don't know him from Adam. And there are a great many other people who are successful, or they found success from listening to his rants and his dry voice and all that good stuff. My point is this: in life, we come across people or situations that we despise, that we do not like, that bother us, that cause friction to us. In life, we have to use those situations. We have to use those people. We have to use those obstacles to gain strength, to get past those situations, those people, those obstacles. When I go to that gym in the morning, it's hot, right? The gym is the garage. It's hot. I get under those weights and I push those weights. It's uncomfortable. It's hot. It's not an environment that I like. But by enduring that environment, by enduring the stress that the weights put you under, your body develops into something that most of us who work out, we like. We get the results that we like because we were not comfortable, because we overcame, because we endured. So I say all that to say, not just uh with an OG, maybe with me, maybe with Kim, maybe with Isaiah. You need to take the person out of the equation and look at the information, right? Endure the person to glean the information, because everybody who speaks and gets on a platform or a pedestal is not speaking your language, right? You're not going to vibe. You're not going to agree. You're not going uh, to understand or learn from that person, right? Maybe something about the way the person speaks makes your skin crawl. Maybe somebody brags too much. Maybe somebody is telling you something that's not realistic to you. What I'm imploring you guys to do is delete the person who's giving you the information. Take the information and see if you can utilize that information and piece it with information you already have to become a better trader, right? At the end of the day, whether somebody is on the platform in this group or if they're just a part of the group and then just enjoying the conversation, the sidebars or whatever, the community itself will benefit all of us more in 5 years than it does right now. 5 years, we will all be better traders. We'll all have 5 years of experience. More of us will be profitable. So the community itself is the crown jewel. It's not the instructor or who's giving the information. The information will change depending on who's talking. I trade smart money concepts. I don't trade anything else. So if I'm speaking, I'm going to speak to you from a smart money concept, primarily from a swing trader, a long-term trader viewpoint. That's not going to resonate with a scalper, somebody who trades zone to zone, or somebody who trades support and resistance. It just won't. Now, maybe years down the road, they can understand what I'm saying, or they can say, hey, man, well, he's talking about a week from now or 2 weeks from now, which is fine. All I'm saying is the group itself, right? The GGs, the Tashas, the Kims, the Terrys, the people who are in the group. We don't know. I mean, we don't know who the next Warren Buffett is. We don't know who the next Oliver Velez is. We don't know who the next person who catches the spark or catches the wave is going to be, right? Whenever I don't speak every Saturday and somebody else is speaking every Saturday, or somebody else is bringing the information, I have a chance to sit back and listen, sit back and observe, sit back and look at somebody else's approach to the market and somebody else's viewpoint. Those are the things that will strengthen me as a trader. I don't necessarily have to agree with everything that Kim says. In Kim's analysis, she looks at it at a pair and she says one thing. I don't necessarily have to agree, but I don't want to cancel her. I mean, she sees it the way she sees it. And I just want to take what she says, maybe compare it to what I'm saying, and get a better picture of the market. And I just implore everybody to do the same, even when you have people who rub you the wrong way, even when you have people who you would never befriend on the streets of your city. That's okay. There's also a mute button. Somebody's channel doesn't resonate with you. You can mute that. You can mute that channel, right? So going forward, if somebody has a strong personality, if somebody bothers you, I challenge you to tolerate the discomfort, right? Adjust to the discomfort. That's how we grow. It's the same with lifting weights, right? If you go to the gym and you never suffer some discomfort, you're not growing. If you go to college and it's not discomfort that you're suffering from, you're not learning. You're not getting your degree. You're not getting your diploma, your certificate. The discomfort is where the growth comes in. When you fast, it's discomfort, and then you get the results. So just keep that in mind going forward. Not to tell you not to say anything, right? You can address your discomfort. People go to the gym and scream and shout and do all that stuff. They may skip a day at the gym, but the consistency, when you keep going back and you adjust to that discomfort, that's where the growth comes in. So I challenge you to lean into the discomfort. Don't cancel the discomfort. Lean into it, because that's where your growth is going to happen. That's when you're going to take yourself or your thought process, your approach to the next level. All right. Later on in the week, I'm going to send a survey out, right? Basically, we've been doing this, I don't know, 3 years. And we want the group to continue to evolve, but we want the group to be able to feed people. And as somebody who speaks often or gets up here and shares my thought process on trades or whatever, I'm not going to pretend that everybody understands or likes the way I do it, right? So I encourage you guys to give feedback, right? And hopefully none of you feel like y'all can't come and gripe to me about the way I do things or something that I say or something that I do, because you absolutely can. Not saying that I would change what I'm doing, but I'm not above critique. And at the end of the day, it's not about me, because I found my success. I'm doing this to try to help other people find their success. And if there's things that I can do differently or things that I can do better, then I'm willing to, to approach that or to address it that way, because it's not about me, right? It's about helping the next person find their success, right? And if you ask me something about you or whatever, why do you think I can't find success? I'm gonna tell you. And don't ask me if you don't want to know, right? If I tell you something, I'm not just throwing it out. I'm telling you what I really think. And if you're not going to take the information and make changes, then just stop wasting everybody's time. Keep failing and do it well. Because at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, I need you. I need the failure, because I can't pull money out of the market if you don't keep putting it in. So I know that sounds bad, but it's the absolute truth. You're either a contributor or you are a person who pulls money out of the market. And, the people who pull money out of the market, we need the contributors to keep contributing to the market. So I would, as much as I like for everybody to win and everybody to find success, the ugly reality of trading is, you have to have money in the market in order to pull money out of the market. So the longer that you're willing to contribute without making changes, the longer people like me will be able to win. And I just challenge you to lean into the adversity, lean into the discomfort, because that is where you're going to find the growth. We aren't growing if we're complacent. We're not growing if we're laying in comfort. Well, we might be growing, but we're not going to grow in areas that we want to grow in, right? If you're laying on the couch in the AC and you're comfortable, the only thing that's growing is your belly. And you know, if you don't have a problem with that, that's cool. You know, it's the same. If you land in your discomfort as a trader, I mean, if you're comfortable trading your style, even though you lose every week, the only thing you're growing is debt, and that's cool too. So now that we have that out of the way, does anybody um, have anything to add to what I just said? Is anybody offended? Is anybody have any input to add to what I just said? Please, guys, this is everybody's group. It's not my group. I mean, you know, me and Alicia and people created it. TT, I think, was there, but what I'm asking you is, do you have any input?
Yeah, I do.
Floor is yours.
All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, I just wanted to piggyback off of what Todd is saying. Sometimes the message is lost in the delivery. Like he was saying, though, if the information is valuable, use it. Like he said, sometimes you just have to disregard the person that's actually the the response or the way that they speak. You have to disregard that and just look at the information that they're putting out. We all trade different. We all understand different. That's why you have different mentors teaching because you're going to resonate with one of us. So as long as we are putting out that information, just absorb it like a sponge. But I implore you to choose a style of trading that's more congruent to your personality, the way that you are, because your trading reflects you reflect in your trading. And if, like you said, if you are an impulsive person, jumping in and jumping out of trades, you definitely you're a scalper. If you have some patience, you're an intraday trader. And if you have a lot of patience, you're a swing trader. Todd is a swing trader, and he does that for a reason because that's what he likes the most because of the fact that he doesn't like jumping in and out of trade. And he likes to have that time to let everything marinate. Just like when you're seasoning your food, your meat, you let it sit, you let it marinate, right? So he letting the trade marinate so that it gives him the perfect opportunity to get into that trade without having all of that stress and anxiety of when do I get in the trade. So to go back to what we're saying is that please say something if you don't understand. Get with the person that's going to help you get to where you need to go. That's all we're saying. Of course, nobody wants to be disrespected. Nobody want to be talked to sideways. That's not the way you do a thing. But if you have an issue with something or someone, please address that with that person, maybe on a side chat or, you don't have to basically make it public. But when things aren't being resolved, that's when you bring it up to leadership. You let, hey, I went to this person and I conversed with them and I asked them to stop doing this because it offends me. And if they continue to do it, then that's when you go to, you got to use your chain of command. Being in the military, that's that mind frame that I have. You just like on your job, you have a lead, you have a supervisor, and you have a manager. You go through that chain of command in order to get things accomplished if something is wrong. So I want everybody to realize that and to utilize that. You know, we're all here to learn. I learn every day from different people. I'm not above learning. You're always going to be learning. Once you get out of the mind frame of learning and you think you know everything, that's when you're going to fail. So I want you to keep that in mind as well. But just know that we all are a family and we can come to each other with things and just get with a person that's going to help you get the success that you want and they talk the same language as you so that you can get where you need to go. And that's basically all I have to say. But just remember, sometimes the message is lost in the delivery of the person that's speaking it. Just get the information that you need to apply to your trading strategy so that you can become profitable, level up. One love.
Anybody else?
Um, I would just say I agree with what you said, Todd. With this very situation, I had it muted, but he, um, very knowledgeable. So I took a lot of things from him. But I'm looking for accountability partners. So if anybody wants to be mine, please contact me.
Accountability for what?
For trading, of
Well,
course.
I get it. Well, hold on now, because there's this looks different. Does that mean are you checking with that person for your trades? Are you checking with that
Mhm.
person how you trade? How does that look to you?
Basically, my rules. Like I need somebody to be there. Like if I'm feel like I'm about to do something, or if I did something, somebody needs to be there to say, Gianna, you know that you wasn't supposed to do that. Even though I'm gonna say that to myself anyway, I think it would be different coming from somebody else. Because I do have some rules, so I feel like that would help me right now.
What are you struggling with?
I would say adding my second entry because the first one be all right, my entry be okay. But then that's when the patients come in with adding my second one. I know everything I need to do, wait for the pullback, but it's still some things that I need to, work on.
But it's not as simple as waiting for the pullback. What pullback are you waiting on?
Okay, we talk about examples. So basically, if we already in the trade and I already got my first entry, and then it starts to pull back to give us room to get into a second entry. Sometimes it's the patience part. Sometimes I don't wait. So now I'm adding my trade and then I'm in drawdown because I know I'm not supposed to be in that trade, that second
So
trade.
where do you add your second position? Like, what do you wait to see before you add a second position?
I wait to see the pullback. It's gonna pull back and then it's gonna give me the signal to get in. So I basically look at what the market is doing. So if we just came from, let me pull up my chart.
You want to share with your screen?
Let me see, because every time I try to do it, it's weird. Okay, so
Share with the class.
who was that? TT? Yeah,
Yeah.
girl. Okay, so what I gotta press? Share at the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's not mirroring my video, right? Where is it? Where is it at? It's at the top.
It should be on that bar, like wherever your task bar is, where it says share, chat, participants.
Gigi, once you hit share, it
Mm-hmm.
should ask you like what do you want to share, and you can either share the trading view screen, you can share your host computer, so that's where you have to pick.
But I'm used to. I know that I. Oh, here it is. That it's the share is what I was looking for. Okay. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
And it got to be the entire screen, right?
It doesn't have to be. You can just
Because
choose
it says
trading.
Chrome tab, window, or entire screen.
If you do, yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you.
Okay, can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so let me go back to my thing. Because when was this? It wasn't this week because well, we were trying to do the buy, but then the buy didn't go really, and then I switched to the sell. So let me see. Okay, so give me 1 second, Ace. Okay, so let's go to the daily. let me try to give an example. So it's selling. Okay, so price is selling these pullbacks. So I could usually, when price is getting ready to turn around, I could kind of see it with the market structure, I guess is my thing. I guess my thing is I know what to do. It's just I'm trying to rush it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm trying to
Well,
rush
I
it.
do, but so here's what I
Like
do.
right here, when price pull back, like knowing that price was gonna go right, price is right here. It came down, then it came up. We know price is gonna come back down here. So you either could have got in right here or got in right here. Right here, I mean.
Yeah, but it's
know
easy.
It's gonna come to 23.25. But my thing is, I want my entry to be where it's not pulling back so much. You know what I mean? That's the part of the patience is what I mean. Like,
well, but Gigi, I think it's easy to see this after the fact.
Right after the fact.
If you're trying to enter another entry and you're on the 4-hour chart, it's never going to work.
Right? No, right. I would be on a lower time frame.
Well, show me the lower time frame. You have to me, you have to have an idea of where you want the price to pull back to in order to have any hopes of entering a second position. So if you leave it right here, you see where you have that area marked up where it says, I guess you have a short position there, right?
Right here, yes.
So to me, this is a better example. So you see where at the top of this trade, where you got in? Let me see if I can mark on your okay, where you got in. You see how it broke structure? You did something.
Oh, sorry, because I can't see you.
But yeah, because I there's nothing that allowed me to mark on your screen.
Okay.
Let's see.
Todd, if you hit the pin in the bottom left corner.
But there is no pin on her screen though. Like normally there is, but for whatever reason,
it's weird.
It's not on her screen. So if you just follow, you see that little red dot you have up there shortly after entry? Okay, now follow the price down. Now, right as it comes down, you're breaking structure right here, right? So yeah, here's what I would tell you. This works for me like a charm. When you break structure and you have a displacement or imbalance, this is where you want to look for your reentry. So where is your imbalance?
From up here.
Yes. So that would be the area that I would highlight for my entry.
Pullback for your entry or the pull. Right. I just think.
So in this case, you didn't quite get well, you would have got it the second. That second candle would have tapped you in. You see the second candle?
Coming down?
Yep, that candle right. No, the one above it. That candle right there. It pushed up first. It would have tapped you in the trade and kept pushing. If you didn't get that entry right there, you would have not gotten a successful re-entry based on the 15-minute chart. Now you could have got it based on a 5-minute chart. It would have still happened after this. But to me, that re-entry right there is your best opportunity for a second position. Now,
that's what my line is right there for, though.
Okay, so
I just think that I don't know, Todd. I just closed my computer after all. I know what I'm doing, but sometimes it's just like that's why I need somebody like.
So all you have to do is be patient at this point. Think about this. Once the market came back up, so follow this. Keep following that push down. Now, push it. Keep following it down. That push back up. When it goes back up to the top, it gives you an order block on a 15-minute time frame, right?
This is the 5-minute, but you said
okay. So that's the 5-minute. That's the 5-minute order block right there. It gives you. Then it pushes down and it breaks structure again, right? Now, when it comes back up the second time to that order block, why didn't you enter for a sell position there?
I don't know, honestly.
Well,
This is the 5 minute. I wasn't on the chart. So
okay. Well, if you go to the 15-minute, it's still going to it's going to stop at the same spot.
mhm.
So you see how you got a 15-minute order block. Price comes right back up to that order block. It gives you 2 opportunities to enter. You see how it came back up to that order block?
Yeah.
Right there. Right there. How come you didn't enter on that one? What time is that?
Uh, 12:30.
You didn't enter on that for whatever reason. I don't know, but you knew why you didn't enter. I don't know if you're looking for a second entry. I don't know why you don't enter that. Then it goes back up there again and gives you another 15-minute bearish order block right there at 13:15. Why didn't you enter?
Busy.
Well,
I already have my first entry, and you know what? I was just like, as long as I get the first one, I'm not really too pressed about another.
That's fine. But what I'm saying is, if you're actively trading and you're actively looking for an entry, you have to have reasons behind why. Okay, I see this. I'm not taking it because I don't trust it. Then it gives you a second opportunity and a bearish order block. For me, I'm taking it. But if you don't take that, you have to have a reason why you're not taking it, because that's the only way you're able to grow as a trader. There's a reason why you don't take it. Hey, I'm not taking this because there's an imbalance above here, and I don't want to be induced into getting into this trade. For me, I expect price to pull down into that bullish order block. So I would have traded that down to the downside. But I feel on the account.
But I wasn't on the computer, so you know, I wasn't actively trading. I would say looking for an entry, but I knew that Fridays do weird stuff, so I really wasn't even trying to look for nothing. But I know that's one of my things. It's patience, though. That's what it is. It's just patience.
I agree, and maybe you should try to set limit orders.
Yeah.
You know, to me, limit orders they take all the human emotion out of the trade.
Yeah, it does. It helps. I started doing it probably like this week because, you know, when you got stuff going on, I don't want to miss my trade, you know, set up. So
exactly.
All right, but still, I still need accountability partner, Todd.
Well, hey, I'm willing to do it.
Okay.
I'm willing to do it. You know, I don't know when you trade or what your setups look like. I think that's, to me, it's very important for everybody to understand what they're looking for. I think if you're a trader who don't know what you're looking for, we're already in trouble. So,
okay, well, I'll let you know after I do my analysis because I ain't do it yet. But you know, the 2 week just closed. It's the 6 months, so I'm about to write my notes and
okay,
see what it's looking like.
All righty.
Okay, how do you? Okay, stop.
All right. Well, let's talk about the 6 months. Okay, man, I think this is so important. I think this is where we at right now is very important. I'm looking for specifics, for specific things. And if I don't get it, I'm not taking the trade. It's that important to me. If I don't get it, I'm not taking the trade. All I do is win. I'm looking for something specific. Now is the time. We're at the place. I'm looking for something specific. 6 month chart is over, right? We got a huge bullish 6 month order block. If price pulls back to the 50%, it's going to pay me 1,000 pips. So listen, I have the advantage, guys. I have the advantage over the market. The reason I have the advantage is because I'm only looking for my 1,000-point pullback. I don't give a crap if it buys. I'm not buying, guys. I'm only interested in selling. The candle is over, right? The candle is over. I need a pullback. If it goes up like this one did, I'm not buying. Once it starts selling, I'll be a seller. I'm not buying, guys. I'm only selling. I'm only looking for a sale. That gives me the advantage. That's where my advantage is. If it doesn't sell for 3 days, I don't care. I'm not taking the trade. That's how you stay with a pocket full of money, because you wait on the market to do what you want it to do. The same way you do your man. You don't give in to the do, you make him wait. Do your trades the same way. Say 6-month bullish order block. Bro, we've been going up for 6 months. The economy is trash. Jobs slowing down. It's only a matter of time. Do you have another week, another 3 days, another 2 days to wait for this trade to sell? Right? All it needs to do is break structure going down. Let me slow myself down. Let's look at the 3 month. 3 months. We had a bullish order block, which, oh, by the way, never retraced the tap in. It just bought up. 2 month. The 2 month pulled back and pushed up. 1 month. Oh, bullish order block. Still needs to pull back. Everything that I see says price needs to pull back. If I go down to the 1 week, because we just finished a week, I know that this week candle pulled back and it bought up, right? We finally hit the -27 from this pullback right here. We finally hit the -27, and now I'm looking for price to turn and burn. So if I drop down to these other time frames, what I want to see is these candles start to lose steam. I want to see the market start rolling over, right? I don't want to see these big momentum candles pushing the market higher and higher. I want to see the candles start rolling over like they're doing, right? So if I go from the daily to the 12-hour, oh, now I got 4 candles. They're losing steam. The market looks like it's rolling over. Oh, I see a little promise. I see a bearish order block and a tap in. The market looks like it's rolling over. I see a high right here, and then the market fails to come back to that high. I see the market rolling over. All I have to do now, right? All I have to do now is look for reasons that validate, right, this chalk move right here. The market comes down, makes a new high, right? We break this first level right here. We trade back up into this imbalance. The market rolls over. I don't want to see the market go higher. I want to see the market come down, right? I want to see us break this low the same way that this low needs to be broken right here. The market is set up because we got equal lows right here. Once I get this break, and this is what I mean by knowing what you're looking for, it's on and popping. Once I get that break, I don't care where this comes to. It has to trade back up into an imbalance. And then it's money time. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know what the hell you're looking for. This is what I'm looking for, because I know what I want to see happen before it gets my money. If this does not happen, guys, I ain't trading it. And my question is, why are you? Right? If I zoom in on this, it already broke to me, right? I know some of y'all don't view it like this, but for me, I already know. I see what's going on. I don't need him to tell me that this is not a break, right? I don't need Isaiah to say, I don't agree. I don't care. I'm saying for me, I know what I expect based on that 6-month candle, based on that 3-month candle, based on that 2-week, the week. I know what I expect. I don't know about Isaiah and Kim. I don't know about whoever else disagrees. I don't know about whoever keeps telling me, oh, you keep saying it's selling. Time and place, bro. Time and price. We're at the right time. Price hit my targeted area. We had equal highs. We ran those highs. We came down. For me, I got my break. I know what I need to see. As soon as it dropped, pull back, your boy getting paid. I'm prepared. I'm mentally prepared. I don't need anything else. I just need a displacement candle, come back into that imbalance, and we in the money. This is my approach as, you know, as the market starts to show itself for the next few months. We already know the fundamentals behind why this should drop. We talked about that. We watched the video on this. So all I'm saying is, you have to be anal about your setups. You have to understand what you want to see. You have to look for the things that you know should be happening for you as a trader. If it doesn't line up for you, then you don't need to take the trade. If you need to change your candles to lines so you can see what you need to see, then that's what you need to see, right? So the first break that I'll talk about right here, this went higher right here. We came down and we broke it. That's a chalk. Price traded back up into your displacement. Now, if it rolls over and sells, we know it's coming down here. And once it breaks, it has to do the same thing. Come back up to take it lower. Some people who are aggressive may already be in this trade for the sell. That might not be you. It's not me. I'm waiting until I get a confirmation. So all I'm telling you guys, understand what you want to see. That all starts with having a model that you're trading, having a trade setup that you agree with, right? If this was your zone up here and price pushed down from your zone, came back up to retest your zone, maybe that's all you need to see because you got a break that broke a level of structure here and it pulled back to your zone. Now you're in the trade for a sell. You don't need to confirm that with me. You need to confirm that with your confirmations in the market. And then trade your trade to where it's going next. If your zone is from here to this low, then that's your zone. You take it and that's a win for you. For me, when I fib that 6-month candle, once we break and we start breaking, to me, I'm trading that direction for 1,000 pips. I'm not saying it's dropping 1,000 pips. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm trading that direction for 1,000 pips. The same way that I mistraded up on January 2nd. We got in this UJ trade going up. And I should have never got out of it. Because this is where I would be right now. 1,400 pips later. So all I'm telling you is, for me, that's how I approach this market, right? You have to have your approach. You have to be able to go and look at the market to get your trade set up. And then you have to understand what you need to see from that pair for you to be able to get in the trade or whether you're saying, hey, I'm passing on that trade, right? All right, let's talk about the nasty NASDAQ. The nasty NASDAQ did something the other day that I thought was pretty awesome, right? We got this push up. We made relative equal highs. We took those highs. Then the market comes down and it violates these lows. Now I get it. A lot of y'all might not see this on this kind of. Let's go down to the 4 hour because I think it's a little bit easier on the 4 hour. So if this was a low, right? The market comes here, it pushes up, it pulls back. To me, this is a low. We come up, we make relative equal highs, we run those highs, we come right back down and run the low. For me, I said the trade needs to come back up into this imbalance. It did. It actually closed this imbalance. Then the trade starts to collapse. This was on Friday. So maybe you caught this move, right? Or you caught the US 30 move. To me, the move is just getting started because this was a high. We got the push down, the break structure. We came back up. We traded into the imbalance. Now I'm waiting for this level to get broke, this level to get broke. And I think that we'll trade back down to this imbalance at least. That's a pretty sizable move, right? It's a move that's going to go 500, almost 600 more points if you're viewing the market the same way I do. But to me, it was all set up the week before when you had this exhaustion candle, right? I figured we trade back up into the imbalance, right? Into this exhaustion candle and then push down. I really was hoping for a bearish weekly order block. It didn't give it to us. I'm still biased to trade back to the imbalance in here. And on the 4 hour chart, you saw where the imbalance closed and then you see the wick on this candle. So to me, it's confirmation to the market that this market is going to push down into this area. You might not see it like that. But for me, it's as clear as mud, right? The daily candle didn't quite give us a bearish order block. I'm cool with that because the 12-hour candle darn sure gave me a bearish order block. So I got price trading back up to this order block and then pushing down, and I'll be looking for it to break this low first, then this low, fill the imbalance, right? Then fill this imbalance. And then I will look to see whether we break back up and clear highs or we break back up and then go lower. To me, this trade is probably going to play out before the UJ trade plays out, I think. Now, maybe, when the market opens tomorrow, maybe UJ will just fall out the sky, right? If that happens, that's cool. I'm prepared to take the UJ trade if it just falls out the sky. But to me, this is a easier trade setup, right? I get the push down. We ran these lows, pushed back up, and now I'm looking for it to push down to break this low and then this low. And, we'll see how it reacts from this imbalance area, but I got it eventually coming down 700 and some points. If I get 200 or 300 points on this NASDAQ, then that'll make my week, right? It'll make my week. I don't need to get all 700 points. And I'm sure not going to gamble my account to try to, because I think it's going 700 points. I'm not saying it's going to go 700 points tomorrow or Monday. It might go 200 points. If it goes 200 points, I'll have what I need from a 200-point move. But I know exactly what I want to see. And then I know exactly how far I can take this trade, right? I'm going to take it to break this first low, which will give me about 250 points. And I will have my account beefed up off of that 200-point move, right? Just because I see it develop. And all you have to do, if you have a trading scenario, like if you have a trading plan, the way that you trade, and you see the setup happening, maybe you have, okay, the price comes here, now I can take this trade to these lows. And then you understand that you have about 200 points. You know, you got about 200 points to get jiggy with it, to make it do what it do. If you can trade like this, or you can identify your setups like this, you're going to perform better because you're going to have an area marked up that you can take advantage of. If you're not good at this area, to me, it's just hard for, it's harder for you to perform on a regular basis. Because I just think that your approach is probably a little bit skittish. All righty. GU. All right, 6 month. We got an indecision candle pretty much. And, you know, we can call this bearish. You know, I don't really want to call it that. I think we're going to get, time is going to play itself out to which way this is going to go. I think in the long run, we can worry about which direction it's going to go. In the short term, on the 2 month, we got a bullish order block. On the 1 month, we got a bullish order block that tapped in. And now I think we're going to take this back up. I find this pair interesting because a few weeks ago, I did an analysis on this. And Lulu. All right, I did an analysis on this pair. All right, you can see the golden zone, the 78, and we deleted the fib. And this was a pair that I was planning on buying once price came back. It took 14 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, man. 6 weeks. Price comes down and it doesn't quite tap us in. I saw this trade the other day, and it was very disappointing because I really wanted to tell Louisa that we could take this trade, but sometimes trades just don't cooperate, and this trade missed my trigger by that many pips. Now, from 15 to 10, about 4 pips. 4 pips. It missed my entry by 4 pips. And here's the thing, guys. This was on London session, and I was awake. And I know Louisa wasn't awake. I was awake. I saw this takeoff. It broke this high, and it came back. I could have entered for the buy, but we were trading. I think we was trading GBP CHF, so I didn't bother, right? But sometimes you're going to analyze a pair, and it's not going to work out, right? It's not going to trigger you into the trade, and you have to make a decision on whether or not you're going to still take the trade setup. Now, I'm glad I never took the trade setup, but I very well could have got in when it pulled back. I would be up a little bit. But what's concerning to me is this could have just been inducement, because this didn't close as a bullish order block. So it is quite possible that we can open up next week and this trade can push into my zone. And if that's the case, I will be ready to take this trade north of here, right? And I would probably trade it back up to 128.21. And when you think about it, price came from here, we broke structure, right? We feel an imbalance over here on the lower time frame. And in this case, we would feel the imbalance here before we started buying back up. And price would either have to break this high or would have to come back up into the premium before it goes lower. So the analysis from May that we did on this bullish order block is still in effect. What I find interesting is on this 1 month chart, this is basically saying that price needs to push up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we opened up and it pushed down a little bit further into our zone and bought back up based on an analysis that we did 5 weeks ago, right? This is May 13th. This order block was May, I think it closed, yeah, May 13th. So if you're doing your analysis and you're following the market, doesn't necessarily mean you can catch a trade or you have to trade this. As a matter of fact, I think Terry was trading this down. And I could have, but because
I was trading it down, Ty. Not to, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, I was trading it down. I think it's gonna sell a little bit more before they push up.
I think so too. I think so too. I think it's going to sell down into this area. But the reason I didn't take this, I didn't sell it down is because I've been trading with Luis, and I've been trying to get her just to go one way, and which is fine. But I also wanted to show her that, hey, the analysis that you do will pay off. It might not pay off the next week. Some pairs trade down first and then they buy up. In this case, this never came back. It just pushed straight up. And I told her, I've been telling her, hey, we got to be patient. We got to wait. We got to wait. And now all of a sudden, price is down in the area. And I was very close that night to calling her and say, hey, buy GU. And I was saying, no, we're in a trade that's going to win. And, I'll give this another week or two to play out and we'll see what it gives us. Because to me, it's very important that you can trust what you analyze on the chart. Because if you can trust it, you're going to have greater success later on as a trader. You guys have any questions? All right, if y'all want some slow trades to get into?
Sure.
All right, there's a bearish order block. This is going to buy back up. If you fib this candle, your markup is probably going to be pretty similar to the markup we have here. I think everybody can see the price came down, rounded out. All right, we broke these highs. If you fib from this low, let's just fib it. All right, this came back to the 78. Does everybody see that? From this low to this high, pulled back to let you in at the 78. And price is going to push up. I would target the middle of this imbalance, right? You can get the middle of that imbalance. That's a pretty nice trade setup. It's about 138 pips. The stop loss would probably be about 25 pips. I mean, you guys can get this down further if you wanted to, but it's a pretty cookie cutter type trade setup.
Hey, Todd.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I noticed whenever you fib your candle, you don't include the wicks. And that's the reason why a lot of people get taken out of their trades, because they're not including their entire wick on the top and the bottom when you're fibbing it, right? So if you're gonna fill that candle, fill the wick high and the wick low, and you'll see you'll have
On
a
which,
pattern.
which,
Yes, and when you have filled that candle that you were talking about, if you fill it from the high to the low, whenever you got your
from this
78,
candle,
yes,
you said I didn't include the wicks?
no, because you feel the close of the candle, right? So
No,
if you feel
I filled from this low, this wick, to this.
oh, okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So,
My bad.
and listen, whenever if I'm fibbing this, an order block, I'm just going to fib the last candle of that. I'm not going to fib, if I'm fibbing the order block, the candle move, I'm going to fib just the candle, the wick, from wick to wick. And here's what I believe too. You know, and I guess everybody has to kind of come up with their own way to trade. Let me explain about these imbalances. If I'm trading this move, if I'm looking for the price to pull back into this candle, let's just go down to the 5 minute. Okay, so you see this imbalance? You see this imbalance right here? We get price that breaks out. If I'm protecting this imbalance, then my stop loss is going to go below this green candle. I'm not going to protect this low. I'm going to protect this imbalance, because if price goes further than this candle, that means this imbalance was wrong. But in this case, when I look through these candles, the only imbalance that's down here is this one. So if I'm taking a trade north, then price, wherever I get in, price needs to respect this imbalance. So that means the bottom of this candle would be as low as I would have to place a stop loss. Now, sometimes when you do trade like this, it's going to take you out the trade. I don't mind losing this trade, because if I take this trade and this imbalance doesn't hold and it takes me out, that's cool, because I was wrong. But 9 times out of 10, if that's the correct imbalance, when your trade comes down and hits that imbalance, your stop loss is here, is not way down here, and price responds, you were right, and you get a bigger gain because you protected the imbalance. What I would tell people is, I've had a great deal of success trading, protecting the imbalance, that small range that I had before, right? Because whenever I would lose before, I would lose with the stop loss that was big. So I lose a lot of money. Now, if I lose, I'm losing with this stop loss. So I'm losing a little bit of money. And the next time I catch a trade, a winner, it's a big amount of money. Does that make sense? Luisa,
Yes.
whenever I tell you to take trades, you lose trades.
Yeah. But despacito, por favor.
Despacito.
Yeah.
You lose trades, right?
Yes.
But you win more than you lose, right?
Es verdad.
So my point is this. If I would rather you have a small stop and protect your area and lose that trade than have a big stop loss and lose that trade, right? Because if this imbalance doesn't hold up, it don't matter which low you have, this price is still going to push down. So I would tell you, if you have a trade idea and the trade is supposed to go a certain direction, go down and find the imbalance, protect that imbalance, and be cool with that. Because if you get ran out of that trade, you're only going to lose a little bit of money.
Hey, right, Todd. But what I'm saying is, just like you're saying, you're protecting that imbalance, right? look at that 5 minute where you're at right now, where you have your cursor. You see that A to B leg, that range right there. And if you took 50% of that, you took your right there where your right where you have your cursor at. You see how that came down a spike and tapped into that zone? That would have been the entry, and the stop loss would have been way smaller.
Well, your stop loss will be here. Below the candle.
Right. And look where the entry is though. Right at the right where that wick entry.
Well,
it's like where you have
your entry
like
will be at the top of this.
Stop loss.
I agree.
Right.
I agree 100%. All I'm saying is some people don't understand like protecting the wick. They want to protect the low. And what I'm saying is your entry would have been here. And your stop loss would have been here. Right? Or
exactly.
So this is a 4 pip stop loss. Now,
exactly.
It to me, this 4 pip stop loss, losing this trade is better than if you go ahead and extend your stop loss down below this low, because you see that there's nothing there. Why? You don't need to protect. All this is covered. Every one of these, this was an imbalance, but it got filled. So every one of these imbalances down here are covered. So you don't need to protect. If you're wrong here, you're going to be wrong anywhere down here. Do y'all know what y'all are trading for this week coming up? Now I know some of y'all trading some of y'all long on them JPY because it's bullish order block. I get it. I'm not trading anything higher for the JPY. I'm waiting on a reverse. If you're long on the JPYs, then it is what it is. There's a reason you trade it north, because it's going north. Everybody good.
I'm looking at GN.
You said what?
I said I'm looking at GN too.
At GN?
Yeah.
For the buy?
Yeah.
GN. Yeah, I think the 6 month is kind of a mess. All right, I know this is technically a bullish order block. I don't like the fact that it's wicking out. I think we are going to go up a little bit. All right, so we still haven't came back up into the zone. So I'm looking for a move up into this zone, and then it's interesting to see whether we push back down or go higher. I'm biased, I think, for us to push down. But the higher time frame says we're going to push further up. I'm just curious to see if we're going to push down first to come down past this low first, right? Or at least come down to this imbalance first before we go higher. When I look on this weekly
12 GBPNZD
sweet
for H,
baby Jesus,
12 D, W, M, 2M, 3M, indicators, alert, replay, unnamed save.
Okay, so I want to see if we're going to push down at least to this imbalance before we go higher. or if we end up breaking this low. Because to me, when we pushed down, we broke some lows, we traded back up, and we're pushing down now. So we're either going to respect this low and push higher, or we're going to break this low. And, you know, right now I'm just biased on us going lower. But not before we go up. I think we're going to buy up first, a couple hundred pips. How many pips are you looking for, Terry? Are you looking to come back up in this area too?
You know me, side. I can get 50. No, I'm gonna make it work.
You say you're gonna yeah, so I think that we'll at least come to this area. There's more imbalance up here, which is cool if it does make it up there, but I'm definitely looking to come back at least to the middle of this imbalance. All right, does anybody have anything else? Yay, nay?
Hmm.
All righty. Guess I'll see y'all in the market streets.
Thank
Kyle. Appreciate it.
you.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you,
Hey,
Todd.
DG, send me a DM when you finish your analysis.
I will.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,